What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. Today, we're going to be doing my cut test for the Miguron Mero. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so I wanted to just do a real quick cut test on this one. I do cut with it in the review video to give you just a quick thought and impression on this one, but I wanted to do some extending cutting to let you know how it felt performing different tasks. It's not really meant as an edge retention. So let's go ahead and kick it down to the garage. Okay, guys, we're in the garage. We got the Miguron Mero in hand, and we're gonna do our cut test today. I'm really excited about this one because this one is really slicey, guys. Really like this one a lot. Have some leftover cardboard from an earlier cut test. Let's go ahead and kick it off with the denim. This one here has got great belly to it, so it should, perform really well. A little thick blade stock overall, but the hollow grind makes up for it, and the bite on it is absolutely excellent. Some of this is going to be because I've been cutting on this board for a little while now, but you can see just going through that denim really well. I'm trying to make sure I control it. Let's get up really close to that zip tie. Yeah, look at that, man. That is awesome. Awesome. Okay, so a little bit harder to get into there. Actually, I was a little bit further back. That's part of the problem. The belly on this does make it a little hard to judge. Let me tighten this back up, because as soon as I did that zip tie, it felt like it came loose. And if I can keep this tight together, it'll be less likely that I smush down on the denim and I can get clean cuts through there. I do have two seams in here. I can feel them. So you can see I can get through a little bit cleaner when it's not so smushy and I'm repeating in the same cut spot. So hopefully, let's see. There we go. Get that tip down in there. Yeah, that is awesome, guys. Super clean cuts. Let's move this out of the way. We'll get everybody's favorite cardboard out here. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this cardboard in half. It's a really big piece and it's gonna be kind of hard to go through long. Actually, let's go ahead and cut it into thirds. Try not to fling stuff everywhere because I have a project I'm working on over there off to the side. I'm just kind of waiting on an etch bash to finish. So we got the three pieces here. You should be able, I'm hoping, to see it go through all the way. I'm going to be gripping back on the knife. I'm not going to use the trigger finger. So I'm going to be holding it like this. I did a little bit of cutting for the review video. You know, it wasn't quite as much as what we're doing here today. It wasn't as diverse. So I'm really interested to see how this is going to feel in hand and how it's going to perform. So it moves through the cardboard really nicely. Good initial bite, even though it is kind of soft there. Let's flip it over here. I think a little bit more support. Now with cardboard, you don't know what they use to kind of glue it together, to hold it together. It's going to be just a hodgepodge of stuff that they use to make the cardboard. So it is going to really vary your results depending on the steel, the heat treat, the cardboard, how much crap is in it. That really is going to dictate the result of the performance, but it should be fairly similar. And you see right there, the cardboard just kind of collapsed. All right, that's pretty good. This stuff is flying everywhere. Let's grab another piece and keep going. So the bite's still feeling good. I moved up there. I forgot to mention, I moved up into the trigger position. Give me a little bit more control out towards the middle of the blade. Moves very effortlessly through the cardboard. I apologize for the gloves. Some people are going to be like, those are not protective. I will say, though, they do help keep the cardboard from sliding around, but it's because I'm working with the acid etch and anodizing in between these cut test videos. So while I'm waiting for that to happen, I'm trying to maximize my time in using that to do these cut tests on some of the knives that I wanted to follow back up on and do a little bit more of a thorough cut test. Trigger pull grip feels very nice. Let's do a couple of draw cuts real quick before we go too far forward. Let's do this. I will wait till I get to the bottom of that. So I'm going to move back here. Very comfortable. That's with the grain. Still biting well. still moving through the cardboard well. Doesn't feel like there's any hang-ups at all. All right, let's check the draw cuts really quick. The drop point on this one, it's got a decent drop point. I wasn't getting up high enough on the initial video, not realizing, so you got to get way up on the tip, and you can see it goes through there just fine. Nice detailed cut. I think I got inside of these grooves a little bit. So there you go. All right, let's check. Let's see. Let me clean off a little bit. It looks like there's a little bit of glue and residue on the blade from the cardboard. Let me just clean that to make sure that that is not what's going to catch the paper. And let's just see. Miguron's M390, what's that about? I feel like when I did the Kyrex and the Pegasus, I feel like it didn't have any impact. So a little bit of a tear right around the middle, must have hit something, but it's still, I would consider serviceable. This is something you could probably easily strop, but what I'm going to be doing before we get to the cut test video, I'm going to grab my KME. Yeah, I can feel exactly where it's at. It still will cut, and it still has plenty of bite, but there is either glue or a little microchip. I'm not sure. What I was going to say, though, is I'm going to grab my KME, and I'm going to go ahead and put my own edge on here. Yeah, so there is something there. No surprise, though. You know, it wasn't a ton of cardboard, but if you hit anything, right? If you hit anything at all, it could create a chip. I guess let me strop it, because I do that with everything else. That's fair, right? Let's do 12. I think just a little bit more stropping would absolutely take care of it, but I'm going to go put my own edge on it. And maybe what I'll do for that video is I'll share the aftermarket edge that or my edge that I put on there afterwards. Good performance cutting wise, though. Let's kick it back up to the table. Okay, so we're back from the garage. You can kind of see that the edge was catching a little bit. I'm not really sure what I hit when I was running it through all that cardboard, but it was really just an excuse to go ahead and lay this back 17 degrees, and boy, it is a laser beam now. Very happy with this one. This is my favorite premium Miguron right now, and I've only had the Pegasus 2 and the Kyrex 2 in this one, so that's not saying a lot because it's a small sample size, but so far this one's my favorite. I've really enjoyed it. It is definitely a very good performer for EDC, fairly slicey, you know, and still robust enough to be used hard. I like it a lot, guys. I really enjoyed doing this cut test for you. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like to see me add to the cut test. I'd really like to get y'all's feedback. A few of you have chimed in to let me know that you really enjoy the fact that I'm adding cut test into my rotation, and it's been a lot of fun to do it. And it's been fun to kind of show you kind of some of the things that I do or have been doing when I've been talking about how it's performed as far as cutting. It was very comfortable in hand doing all of that cutting. Trigger pull worked really good. Putting it in the power grip position, I very rarely ran into the sharpening tool. I ended up kind of hitting in the belly once or twice. I slid out, but for the most part, I was able to keep it in there. And then what I really found was when I put that middle finger here, I actually land perfect right there to where I actually have just a little bit of gap. Trying to get you guys to be able to see that. Just a little bit of gap between my finger and the edge of the blade. And this right here was like what I found to be the best position for power cutting, but it absolutely was controllable just getting up tight to that front choil here, or the back choil actually, not the forward choil or half choil. It did work just fine. It was very comfortable in hand. It's very well chamfered. I didn't feel any hot spots at all up here where the frame lock is, and the knurling was really, really good. I do wish they would have brought the jimping out here in that trigger pull. It's just a little far back. I know that's the jimping for the front flipper, but I will say the blade stock is thick enough that when I was using my thumb on the spine, I felt like I actually had enough of a landing spot right there, so it really didn't need it. It worked pretty well, so I appreciated that. Shout out to everyone out there that likes, uses the links, comments, and is subscribed. Shout out to my members. You're going to get that early access to this video. I appreciate the support. I love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic week. Until next time, peace.